Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Been a lot of talk on this channel around the Tennessee media about the transfer portal. A little bit of recruiting talk, but boys, we forget we got a bowl game to prepare for. We're going to be taking on Iowa in the Citrus Bowl coming up on January the 1st, and I get the jokes. You can't spell citrus without UT, but this is still an opportunity. An opportunity for this football team to go out on a high note, an opportunity to go out and win 9 football games. And I know that's not where we wanted to be. That was not the goal. That was not the expectation going into year 3 of the Josh Heupel era. But I think if you rewind time, you go back to when Jeremy Pruitt was fired. We're at rock bottom, mass exodus of football players. The roster was depleted when Josh Heupel took over. If you had asked me at that point, Boogie, would you take 7 wins, 11 wins, and 9 wins? I would have said, sign me up. We're talking about 5 to 6 year rebuild. Here we are in year 3, getting ready to roll into year 4. And we're talking about SEC championships. We're talking about college football playoff burst. I think this coaching staff has done a good job getting this offensive line back, getting this defensive line back for 2024. They're adding some nice pieces via the transfer portal to help fill out some spots of need, fill out some depth as well. They're going to continue to do that over the next couple of weeks. But, we're going to go out on a high note here against Iowa. You can see there Tennessee favored by 8.5. The ESPN FPI has Tennessee at 70% odds to win this football game. Iowa plays really good defense, really bad offense. All signs indicate Joe Milton's going to go out and he's going to play in this football game. And I know we all wanted to see Nico. We're ready to pass the torch. We're ready for the future of Tennessee football. But I want to see Joe Milton go out and ball out. I want to see Joe go out on a high note. But again, that's coming up on January the 1st. What we're talking about today is the future. We're talking about the early enrollees at the University of Tennessee. A lot of you guys have asked, Boogie, bowl practice started on Saturday. We've not even talked about it. Who are the young guys that are enrolled in school already, going to be going through spring camp, also get to participate in those bowl practices? That's why it's such a big deal. And maybe it's over-exaggerated a little bit to some people, but when we look back to last year and talking about a guy like Nico, the opportunity to go through bowl practice, and yeah, he's not out there taking reps with the ones as an early enrollee. He's not out there scheming how to go beat, a team in a bowl game. Those guys are not doing that, but what they are seeing is they're seeing how that practice functions. They're seeing where to be, when to be there, how to do it, how you go through a practice at the University of Tennessee. So when you roll into spring camp, they're ready to go. And I think it gives these guys a leg up, an advantage rolling into 2024 season. We're going to talk about all the guys that were at practice on Saturday, also some guys that showed up late on Sunday. But as always, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up just below this video. It is quick, it is free, and it is easy. It does help the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not media. We don't break news here. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. What a great fan call-in show last night. I love you guys, man. It's like family. It's like hanging out with your family, talking about Tennessee ball. No agenda, no media, no narrative. Just Tennessee fans hanging out, talking. Enjoyed it. If you like the content around here, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Going to be live tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Playing NCAA football, but talking all things Tennessee football. And then again, Wednesday is signing day. Wednesday is the early signing day period. We will be going live 7 p.m. Eastern time, recapping the class of 24 and also talking about any new commits that come in that day. So make sure you join us for that. But let's jump into it. Let's talk about the early enrollees. This is an article from VolQuest. Some of you guys may be saying, how dare you? How dare you steal Brent Hubb's information? Look, they put out some articles that are free. And when it's a free article, it's free marketing. So I'm going to share it here with you guys. You can go read the article yourself at on3.com or volquest.com. It's not behind a paywall, so we'll share it. We'll talk about it. It's good information from Brent Hubbs. You guys know, I think VolQuest, I think what those guys do, I think AP, obviously Kaner, I've got a great relationship with him. Matt Ray's really good at what he does. They're the best in the best when it comes to media. But the article here from Brent Hubbs says 5-star Mike Matthews. More importantly for me, how about Boo Carter and other early enrollees arrive at Tennessee for bowl practice? I know some of you Colorado fans are stupid, but once you're an early enrollee, once you've enrolled at the University of Tennessee, you're locked in. So keep waiting, keep those fingers crossed, and keep saying "Sco Buffs" and all that nonsense in the comment section. Boo Carter is enrolled. Boo Carter is at practice with the University of Tennessee. It goes on to say here, Tennessee hit the practice field on Saturday to fully begin their bowl preparations for the Citrus Bowl on New Year's Day against Iowa, now that finals are over for the players, and the off-campus recruiting dead period is arriving for Josh Heupel and his staff. Goes on to say, as the Vols worked out on Saturday, they welcomed 10 out of their 10 out of their 12 midterm enrollees. Saturday, five-star wide receiver Mike Matthews went through his first practice. The 6 foot, 180 pounds Matthews is ranked 46th nationally by On3. I'm excited, man, when you look at the wide receiver room moving forward. You got some young talent out there, and Mike Matthews is one of those guys. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Mike Matthews. We got Braylon Staley coming up in the article in just a little bit. But both of those guys seem to be slot wide receivers. Do they move those guys around? But the bottom line is, you look at this class of 24, and I get it, people aren't happy with the overall rankings where they're at. You got some dudes. You got some dogs in this class. Mike Matthews is one of those dogs. When you talk about, we don't sign 5 stars, Boogie. Josh Heupel doesn't land 5 stars. Well, we got the number 1 quarterback in the country in Nico Iamaleava, and now we're adding legitimate dudes like Mike Matthews, legitimate dudes like Braylon Staley for him to throw the rock to. Goes on to say here, his good friend and 4-star athlete, Boo Carter, also went through practice. None of the newcomers will play against Iowa, but they will give the offense and defense a look as the scout team players, along with getting fundamental work, along with their first look at how the Vols practice. The dynamic Carter is thought to make an immediate impact in 2024 as a returner on special teams. That's an interesting thing. How many of these guys, how many of these early enrollees do you think? Hit the comment section and let me know how many of these guys will make an impact as a true freshman in 2024. Boo Carter, he's electric with the football in his hands. It'll be interesting to see what this coaching staff does. Do they look to play him on both sides of the ball? Do they look to give him some packages on offense? Some of you guys think he ends up in the star position on defense. Some of you guys think he ends up at the safety position. But you've got an opportunity with D. Williams being out of eligibility. You got an opportunity returning punts, returning kickoffs. So if Boo Carter can fill that void, he is electric with the football in his hands. So I think that's where you could see him, as Brent Hubbs says here, contribute in 2024. Goes on to talk about Marcus Gorey, also on campus, going through bowl practice, as well as Jake Merklinger. I've talked about it to death. I've talked about it a million times, going down to Bradley Central to watch Boo and also Marcus Gorey. Marcus Gorey's a dog, man. I don't know that he's going to be ready to contribute in 2024, but I think he is a guy that we are going to be excited about in the future. But also Jake Merklinger, I like his competitive edge, man. You got the golden arm, you got the $8 million man, you got Nico Iamaleava on campus, and Jake Merklinger says, I don't care. I'm coming to Tennessee, and I'm coming there to develop, and I'm coming there to compete, and I like that fire in Jake Merklinger. Can we add another one in George McIntyre in the class of 25? That's one that's going to be coming down to the wire. Probably see that decision happen in January, maybe February. Tennessee in a good spot. All of Alabama also in there as well. But if you've got a quarterback room of Nico Iamaleava, Jake Merklinger, and George McIntyre, sign me up for that all day, every day, and let's go win some SEC championships. Goes on to say 4-star wide receiver Braylon Staley turned down overtures from South Carolina in the last 10 days. Will be in Knoxville on Sunday following the North Carolina-South Carolina Shrine Bowl, where Staley has had an impressive week. Goes on to say joining those 5 on Rocky Top to begin their college careers are 4 offensive linemen in Jesse Perry, who's fresh off of a state title, along with Colorado standout Gage Ginther, whose stock has continued to climb throughout the fall. We did a film breakdown on Gage Ginther. A lot of people saying how he's underrated. Coach Jay said the same thing. If you missed that film breakdown, go back and give it a watch. Says also Ohio State 4-star guard William Satterwhite has arrived in Knoxville, along with Texas guard Max Anderson. Man, that's the future right there. You add Bennett Warren into the mix, that's a pretty solid haul for Glenn Ellerby in the class of 24 when it comes to the offensive line. Again, why it's so important to bring back these guys. Bring back Cooper Mays. Bring back Spraggs. Bring back John Campbell. Bring back your entire offensive line. Let these young guys have a year to develop. And then also see what happens with Shamrod Umarov. See what happens with Bison Lang at center. I think this is so, man, you can't put a price tag on it. And I know there's frustration. Why don't we go get guys from Georgia? Why don't we go get these 5 stars? Because we brought back the entire offensive and defensive lines. That's why. And that is a huge part to why I think we're going to see some success in 2024 and beyond. Goes on to say, finally, Baltimore safety Idris Farouk is in town, went through his first practice with the Vols on Saturday. Defensive end Kellen Lindstrom is not in Knoxville. He's completing his final exams next week for Glendale High School and is expected to join the team in Orlando for practice. Also, running back Peyton Lewis is a midterm enrollee, but Virginia's school calendar does have him finishing up the fall semester until after the new year, so Lewis will arrive on Rocky Top for the start of the spring semester in January. So again, that's a rundown of all your early enrollees that some of them are going through bowl practice right now. And again, I think it just gives you a leg up. When we talk about Nico and him taking over, and it makes me laugh when people say he's not ready. Nope, he's not going to be ready in 2024 either. And it's like he's not. I mean, by the time that opening game rolls around in 2024, he's going to be in the system for almost 2 years because he went through bowl practice last year. So, I mean, you're talking about a guy that's been in the system for almost 20 months at that point, almost 2 years. Learning and developing and growing under Josh Heupel. Nico's going to be ready. And all the guys that doubt, I don't know how at this point when you've seen all the evidence laid out of why everybody is expecting Nico to be that guy. All the evidence is out there, but it's important, man. It's important to go through these early practices. I think it's great for the guys that we just rolled through. I think it's confirmation for all those Colorado fans that are going to, drown their sorrows tonight now that it's official. But that is going to do it for this one. Who are you excited about in that list? Who do you want to see? Who do you think can ball out as a true freshman in 2024? Hit the comment section. Let me know. You guys know the deal. Smash the thumbs up. Check out the merchandise. The link is in the description below. And as always, a quick shout out to all the members of the channel. Appreciate you guys for all the support. You can be a part of that by hitting the join button down below for $1 a month. You're contributing to this channel, keeping it moving ahead. It's for the fans, by the fans. It is fan funded. We would not be here doing this without you guys, so I appreciate the support. But that is going to do it. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.